Gavin McKenna going to Penn State. That was the big news in the prospect world yesterday. And obviously, the decision was leaked beforehand. Everyone kind of knew Penn State was going to be the landing spot. But how do you think he's going to adjust to the college game?
He's going to dominate. And look, I tried to convince him to come play for my ball hockey team. No luck. Maybe next year instead of signing his ELC. Who knows? But he's special. And it feels like we're saying that a lot. But when you look at what Connor Bedard did, and McKenna's been able to go kind of toe-to-toe offensively there. And he also put up these great numbers without having that true number one center in Caden Lidstrom. I'd say Oasis Wiesblatt was really good, but he's good because he's like a 21-year-old OHL or WHL, not because he's this super skilled, smart guy that can elevate McKenna. So for McKenna to put those numbers up is incredible. Like 88 assists, huge. I think a lot of people look at his World Junior performance and say, well, he did nothing. Well, doesn't matter. No one did anything on that team. Sidney Crosby wouldn't have scored with that group. Connor McDavid wouldn't have scored. But with McKenna, I think he's going to have no problem adjusting to college. But also, like, Penn State's going to be good next year, and they were already strong this season. They've got a lot of good new recruits. I believe Aiden Fink is coming back, and he's been really good in college. So, like, all of a sudden, Penn State goes from this team that is like, oh yeah, like they're playing college hockey too. Oh my God, you want to watch every single one of these games, and McKenna is going to be a star.
I find it very interesting. There's a lot of people who watch college way more than I do, but they are very upset that he has chose to go to Penn State over than going to like a Denver or one of those schools in one of the tougher divisions. Like, I think people are forgetting that Penn State was really, really good last season. They also have a former Sherwood Crusader, so I'm sure that had a big part of him going there.
Yeah, it's like when that's what I'd be deciding about which Crusader was on my team. But I think with like Penn State, they're putting so much effort into trying to grow this program, and I'm disappointed he does not go to Michigan so I could drive down and see him. I'm not going to be able to go down to Penn State easily, but I think with him, like regardless, you're still looking at a guy who that adds a lot of legitimacy to that program because they've had no true like NHL talents come up through the system. So now they've got a few already potentially there. And then you put in Gavin McKenna, like that's huge for that recruiting class. And him going there also just raises the NIL costs for everyone else. Like it's gonna be like, okay, well, if Michael Miso wanted to go to college, like he's gonna cost a lot too because of what he just did in the OHL. And I think the money he's making is good for a lot of other high-end talents coming through. And like, what's Landon Dupont going to do? Is he going to be worth more because he's this high-scoring defenseman? Like, what about Maddox Schultz in a few years? Are we just going to be doing this every year? Maybe, probably at this point. And so all these guys, I feel bad for the WHL because they're the ones who are clearly getting impacted the most here.
And it's funny too because the Western League wasn't producing this elite level of player for they were producing great players. Don't get me wrong, but not the guys who could go first overall in the draft every year.
Like 5 of 7 drafts or whatever. Yeah. Now they've got all these guys who are coming through. Where do you think Porter Martone goes? I think he's like the big name. Like Michigan State seems to be an option now that Howard's not around.
Yeah, like the University of Michigan in particular was one that was really targeting him. I know him and Michael Haig are really good friends, so that would be a good fit. I think you can't go wrong playing for any of the Michigan programs. Like Western Michigan just won, and then Michigan State's great, and all these there's a lot of really high quality programs in that area. And again, close enough for me to drive down. So if you guys want to make it easy for me, given Porter Martone plays in Brampton, which is very close to where I live, but yeah, he's for Martone. He was one of those guys where I'm like, I could see him playing the NHL next year. And for the Flyers, he's got a legitimate chance. Should he? I don't think so. I want to see him work on his skating, but he could go and do that in college. So college makes sense for him. And they maybe again, University of Michigan. I know he's good friends with Jack Ivakovic, who's their goalie. There's some connections there.
What's up, Nation citizens? If you like that video, then you need to be subscribed to the Oilers Nation YouTube. Podcasts, live shows, exclusive interviews, and analysis. Everything you need from your favorite voices at Oilers Nation. And you don't want to miss any of it, so hammer that subscribe button.